I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. Job chapter 23 and verse 12. You want to study the Bible, and you want your study time to be worthwhile. You want to walk away feeling satisfied but hungry for more because you've tasted something that is satisfying and yet curiously addictive. Or you may be a person that's been reading the Bible for years, but you've never been satisfied because you have questions that have never been answered, and now it's really beginning to bother you. You know it's important, but you don't know what to do or who to turn to. If that's the case, and something has been happening to you, take courage and be of good cheer, because God is moving in your life. You're one of those people that God is calling, because the Lord said, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." John chapter 10 and verse 27. We're going to talk about how to study the scriptures. We're going to start by taking baby steps. But as we move further along, we'll begin to gradually pick up the pace, because we have a lot to talk about. You may be surprised by some of the things you'll see and hear as we get into this presentation, because the truth is, it happens to all of us at one point or another. It simply means God is giving sight to the blind. There are God-given rules and principles that we must use if we want to understand the scriptures. The ground rules of how to study the scriptures guarantee that we'll get results, because we'll always be able to get to the truth. As an artist, whenever I start working on a drawing or a painting, I always begin by putting down the most basic shapes of my subject. The idea is to get the shapes and proportions of my subject down first. Then, as the work progresses, the basic shapes will gradually take on more form and definition, and the picture will slowly but surely begin to take shape. The idea is to work from the general to the specific, because the eye can take in more information in 10 seconds than the hand can record in 10 minutes. It's simply a matter of allowing the hand and the eye to work together so that they can agree on what the composition of the image should be. A drawing or a painting is a form of communication, like a song or a poem. And like any form of communication, the visual artist is always looking for the tools and techniques that will expand his vocabulary, because that's really what art is. A work of art is a form of expression where the artist's technique is his vocabulary, which is the thing that makes one artist more famous than another. The more appeal an artist's work has, the more famous that artist becomes, because he has developed the ability to move and inspire people with his own unique vocabulary. As an artist, I'm going to do with the Bible what I've been doing with my brushes. I'm going to paint a picture for you, and I'm going to do what I've always done with the painting. I'll start with the general overall proportions of the image and gradually start to fill in the specific details as we get further along on the road to completion. It's really important for me to do things this way because I've been guilty, as a theologian and a teacher, of getting into the specifics and the details of the picture too soon, which only confuses and frustrates the people that I've been trying to communicate with. I'd like to begin with the ABCs of the Bible and not make the mistake of assuming that you already know what I understand the basics are. As Bible students, we need to come together and read off the same sheet of music. So let's get started.